What's going on, guys? Blame Truth here, the Godfather himself, bringing you another video. And unfortunately, it has come to my attention that Modern Warfare Roman numeral 2, it's just gonna be bad. It's just gonna be bad. Infinity Ward is doubling down on every bad decision, every decision that's been criticized from the beta. I don't know why they even had the beta, because they essentially took zero feedback. There were some slight tweaks, I think, to enemy visibility, but the main issue was that the nameplates didn't pop up. There were just little dots above people's heads. Again, I just don't get it. Nameplates have been in Call of Duty since, what, COD 4? Why the change now, like 15 years later? I don't understand it, but I'm going to ask you guys something, and I don't usually do this, but if you can, please like this video, thumb it up, because I will be doing the devs' job for them in this video. I'm going to tell them exactly what to do to not just fix Modern Warfare Roman numeral 2 and to get this vocal minority quiet, but to appease everyone. Everyone should be in agreement with these changes. This will literally make everyone happy. I'm not selling you snake oil. I'm being honest with you. Before I get to these changes, I want to have a brief intermission here because your boy needs to get paid. After playing Modern Warfare Roman numeral 2, I proceeded to have to go to therapy, so that's not cheap. And I want to bring you a sponsored ad read here from Athletic Greens. Today's video is sponsored by Athletic Greens and their wonderful product, AG1. AG1 is a nutritional beverage and also a probiotic, and also just an overall insurance policy on your health. I've been taking AG1 for about 3 weeks now, and I noticed that upon taking it first thing in the morning, it's really cleared up my brain fog. I've always had trouble waking up. Even with caffeine, it takes me like an hour to kind of fully get going, but I noticed that just drinking AG1 in the mornings really does help mitigate that. Not only that, but it tastes great, so I can mix it in with other stuff throughout the day if I want to have another serving of it, maybe mix it with a protein shake, what have you. It's also simplified my multivitamin issue. I don't bother with that anymore. I just take AG1, and I just don't have to worry about anything else. So guys, go to athleticgreens.com/codfather for a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 travel packs free with your first purchase. Again, that's athleticgreens.com/codfather for a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 travel packs free with your first purchase. You can't put a price on your health. Pick up some AG1 by Athletic Greens. Alright guys, welcome back to the video. So what is this magic solution I have to fix Modern Warfare Roman numeral 2? And not just that, but every Call of Duty going forward. It is as simple as this. The multiplayer component needs to be split into 3 different categories depending on what you want. That's really it. Let me explain what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about 3 different modes as in 3 different game modes. I'm talking about 3 different experiences within the multiplayer component that will please everyone, every single player. And I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. This will stop all the hate. This will get everybody happy. And Modern Warfare Roman numeral 2 will be a good game if they implement these changes. So the first mode, predictably, needs to be just whatever they're going to give us. Whatever Infinity Ward wants to do. They're going to do that anyway, regardless of feedback. So just give us that base mode you guys want us to mainly play. But there's a catch. We know that skill-based matchmaking's in the game. We know that it's annoying the better you are. We know that there's essentially nothing to play for. And we need visible rank. We need something to play for. We need COD points. The better we do. We need COD points for winning. Not a lot. Just give us like 5 or something for winning a match. We need an incentive to keep playing the game. We need an incentive to win matches. Let me ask you guys this. Seriously. What the fuck do you get from winning a match? I'm using this Cold War gameplay here to show you that I'm in the sweaty lobby. I'm playing like my life depended on it. And what do I get? A win at the end? Okay, what does that get me? You progress in the battle pass the same. You progress in the season the same. You might get a tiny bit more XP, but that's not enough when you are constantly giving me harder competition and making me work harder. It makes no sense. Give me a visible rank of my skill. Give me something to work towards at the very least. Give me COD points. Give me special skins. I mean, you guys have already taken out prestige mode, which I'll get to that a little bit later. We pretty much know it's not going to be in Modern Warfare Roman numeral 2. So, like, give us something to play for, seriously. And then do whatever the fuck it is you want. Like, we'll adapt, you know? If we want to do that, we'll adapt. The second mode we need is Call of Duty Classic. We need a classic mode. What is a classic mode as far as it pertains to Call of Duty? Well, quite frankly, it's loose skill-based matchmaking, or dare I say none, just connection-based matchmaking only. We need a classic 3-perk setup. We need it balanced accordingly. We need one of those, I don't know, sections of the 3000 dev team to balance this accordingly. Please get people that know what they're doing here. And yeah, give us an old school Call of Duty experience. We don't get any rewards. We don't level the battle pass with this mode. It'll be a social mode. It'll be a mode you go into to just have fun. If you want to unlock camos, if you want to grind headshots, if you want to use some shitty fucking weapon and face whoever, you might face sweats, you might face bad players, whatever. But we need a Call of Duty Classic mode. You will still rank up and gain XP in this mode, but let's say you won't level the battle pass. Let's say you won't earn COD points from this mode. It'll just be for fun. And I think it could be really easily balanced just by looking at the old Modern Warfare 2, like the one from 2009. Literally just take some of the perks from that, some of the perks from other Call of Duties, maybe give us some new perks and new content in that each season, and you can balance it so easy, like have it be like one attachment, you know? Maybe they don't want to split the player base between whatever Infinity Ward wants to fucking do and this classic mode because they're afraid the classic mode will overshadow that. But I think if you put rewards, not just in the battle pass, but rewards for winning in the regular mode, like COD points, like maybe a visible rank or something you can earn each season that you can display on your profile, something like that. I think if you just give us a sense of progression, if you give the players that want to play for the W and play seriously something to work towards in your main mode with skill-based matchmaking, people will still play it. And I think people will still buy skins even if you give them COD points, because if you get the stuff early, then you could, if you release like pay-to-win bundles, let's say, and then people buy those early, they can earn COD points and keep playing and earn more bundles, you know, but they bought that bundle to start with because it's pay to win. Like, do it like that. Do it like Hearthstone. Seriously. I'm referencing Hearthstone here because that's kind of where I got this inspiration. I went back to play Hearthstone. I used to play competitively. I went back to play it when they released Hearthstone Classic or whatever. I got Legend. It was fun. I didn't play anymore after that. But the point is that you're going to rope in old players by doing this, by splitting the difference, and you're going to keep the new players happy. Just, you know, they're not going to play it. So, like, it makes everyone happy. But let's also get into the ranked mode. This is always the second mode that launches several months after. I don't know why it doesn't launch with the game. I guess they don't have a like set rule set in yet, and they need to balance it. They need time to balance it. But this needs to be the third mode. This needs to be what it is now. You know, maybe give more COD points in this mode or whatever if you do get the W or something. Just something to work towards other than a visible rank. I have no real desire to play it because we already are playing ranked in social just with more stuff or less stuff banned, essentially. So this third mode will appease the hyper competitive ranked player, but there's really no point to play this mode when regular matchmaking is ranked. You know what I mean? Yeah, you get like a little ranked symbol, and that's something to work towards in the official ranked mode. You get a skill rating and whatnot, but there needs to be even more than that. Like, we just want to play the game and earn fucking stuff at the end of the day. In any mode, regardless of what we're playing, we need to earn stuff that keeps us playing. It's that simple. I don't know why these devs and Activision refuse to do this, but wouldn't this appease everyone? Would everyone just not be happy with this change? I mean, I personally would be playing mostly the classic mode, but if you actually add something in that I could work towards, if I get better at the game and give me COD points and give me stuff other than just time played progression. Time played progression ranks the same for little Timmy No Thumbs with his .24 KD as it does for, you know, Scump with his like 6 KD. It doesn't make any fucking sense. Can I get an amen? and tell me when I'm telling lies, because I'm not. The problem with Call of Duty now, it quite simply can be explained like this. Do you want to be a casual shooter where I go in to use different weapons and unlock camos, or do you want to be a super serious shooter where I'm supposed to play with a full party, crank my headset up, and camp behind a doorway? Because in lobbies where I'm supposed to be trying my hardest, in these lobbies where I'm just facing clones of myself, I can't really afford to use something off meta or I will lose. But here's the other problem. What happens if I lose? Nothing really. I don't get punished. What happens if I win? Nothing really. There's no point. You see, this wasn't really a problem back in the day because Call of Duty was kind of like a sandbox. And what do I mean by that? Well, it's like GTA, right? You're not really playing for anything whenever you're playing, just roaming around in GTA. You're just experiencing the game. You're experiencing all the game has to offer. You're experiencing a variety, and you're having fun doing that. That's what Call of Duty was. It was a casual shooter, incredibly loose skill-based matchmaking. Connection was the main focal point when matching you with other players. You could run around with a bad weapon and try to challenge yourself that way if you were in a noob lobby. You could whip out your try-hard weapon and face try-hard people. You could play with knife only. You can do all this stuff. You could go for camos. You can go for headshots. You can try to complete challenges. You can go for calling cards. It's a very casual experience, and even though you weren't playing for anything, like, it was just fun experiencing all the game had to offer. Getting kill streaks, high-end kill streaks was fun. Getting nukes was fun in MW2. That's what Call of Duty used to be. And then they tried to implement this hidden skill-based matchmaking system, and it has not worked. I don't know anyone with a brain that likes it, and it's not because the competition's harder. That's not it. It's because you have an identity crisis. The game is bi-fucking-polar. Am I supposed to go for like unlocking camos? Do I even want to bother equipping high-end kill streaks in my lobbies? Because COD's a pretty low skill game. It is. It's got a low skill gap. Once you start getting into quote-unquote better lobbies, it's just like players don't necessarily get better. They don't get more skilled. They just get cheaper or they get smarter. You know what I mean? They know what the best stuff is. They're going to exploit that. They know what the cheapest stuff is. They're going to exploit that. It's basically that. And the metas change, and then if your game's not balanced for each individual meta, depending on skill, it's going to be a disaster for some group of people, if not all the groups of people, regardless of skill. For noobs, it really doesn't matter no matter what. They don't care. They're content to just, stick their penis between their legs like Buffalo Bill, dance in the mirror with their shitty fucking skin they pay $20 for. It doesn't matter their score, whatever. They're easily entertained. You can jingle some keys in front of them and they'll be like, ooh, jingle, jangle, sparkle. So whatever. But like the serious players usually don't have a good time, and we don't always want to be serious. Anyway, again, I want to go back to just those three modes. Do you guys think that would please everyone? You have Infinity Ward's main mode. It's what we got in the beta. A lot of people don't like it. Some people with brain damage do. But, Infinity Ward's main mode, there you go. You can earn stuff playing it. You can level the battle pass. You can get some COD points for winning. You have ranked mode where you get a visible rank. You earn even more good rewards, special rewards there. Each section would have individual rewards, by the way. And then Call of Duty Classic, which is way looser. You don't rank up the battle pass. You don't necessarily get anything. You can unlock camos and weapon camos and progress that way, but it's just simple, clean, classic Call of Duty fun. Maybe only have classic Call of Duty maps. And I mean, really, how hard is it to retexture some other old maps? You can just recycle everything with Call of Duty Classic and still make money from it. Like, you'll still get people buying skins for the mode. You might even have some individual skins only for that mode. But the point of all this is that I think this would really please everyone. And in Call of Duty Classic, I mean, you can keep it just a simple, like, Modern Warfare 2 2009 style. Go 3 perks, balance them accordingly, even rip off the old perks if you want. Go 1 attachment. The old perks don't even have to make a return. Go 1 attachment, unless you're having bling. Go 1 attachment only. I don't really want to see the gunsmith in this mode. I just want it simple, like You have one attachment unless you're running bling or something that gives you two attachments. You can even make something completely new with this. Like, obviously, it would have the new weapons in Modern Warfare Roman numeral 2 to choose from. It wouldn't have all the classic MW2 2009 weapons, and that's fine. It'd be like a mixture. It'd be this new game, but classic style. So, like, 3 perks. You could even go 4 perks and just not have the stupid time-based system. There's a lot you could do with it to make it enjoyable. The point of it is, it would be kind of like a sandbox casual mode. Wins and losses wouldn't really matter. You get more experience for wins like the old days, but overall, it would be a mode just to kind of have fun and play like it was the old Call of Duty. And then, I don't know. I don't see how this system could not work. This would please everyone. And then as shitty as Modern Warfare Roman numeral 2 is, and it's bad, don't get me wrong, it's terrible. As shitty as it is, it's hard to, like, have a shitty Call of Duty when you have a lax kind of skill set you're playing against. You know, you can usually have fun no matter how bad the Call of Duty is when you do finally get that noob lobby and you can beast on them. The regular lobbies, again, I mean, it is what it is. Some people like it. I do not. Infinity Ward can tweak that as they want, and that would be the main mode. More stuff to unlock, of course. Ranked mode, even more stuff to unlock. It'd be harder. You have a visible rank, visible skill rating. It's just, it's so simple. Like, it really is. I'm one guy from North fucking Carolina. Why am I thinking of this and 3,000 plus devs and Activision cannot? It would literally make them more money. If you guys want to rip this idea off and not credit me, not pay me a fucking dime, fine. But just give the people a good game. Give everyone something to enjoy. This would please everyone. It really would. And it's sad. It's fucking sad that a guy on YouTube has to think of it. There may be somebody out there that could think of a better idea than I have, but I literally thought of this in like 10, 20 minutes after just a week of playing that awful, awful fucking beta. And it's just embarrassing. 3 years it took these devs to make this game. I'm not saying that game development's easy, but holy shit, it's just like Modern Warfare 2019 with a different perk system and less doors. You know, there's really nothing new that I could see even in the like kill streak category. There might be a few kind of new things, but I think we've seen this all before. Everything at this stage is just getting recycled, so why not cash in on the nostalgia? You know, like Cold War here. I've been ragging on Cold War a lot, since it came out, but the Prestige shop is really cool. You can go back and buy old Prestige emblems with Prestige tokens. You can buy old calling cards. Cash it in on nostalgia. You can unlock weapon blueprints with your Prestige tokens. We just want stuff to, like, get for playing the fucking game, because as it stands, it doesn't look like we're gonna get anything. We can't even Prestige like the old days. I truly don't understand it, and I would love to see actual hard, like, player retention numbers, because they can't be good. They just cannot be good. Either that, or they're just so confident in Warzone 2 succeeding that they're not gonna bother, like, fleshing out the multiplayer. It's just gonna be a mode to level your guns for Warzone. And maybe that's how they get their retention now, so they don't even have to fucking bother. But regardless, guys, I'm out of time. I hope you enjoyed this video. Rate, comment, and subscribe. Ring that notification bell. I want to suplex Joe Secott through an old piece of ham. Peace out.
I appreciate it, Nick. I'm sorry if I'm a little fucking snippy. I'm hurt and I'm old and I'm fucking tired and I work with fucking children.